The Beskop Tsechu Festival stands as a pioneering display of documentary, animation and short films in Bhutan. Led by devoted filmmakers and artists and volunteers, this non-profit event reflects the vibrant creative essence of Bhutan. Inaugurated during the majestic royal wedding festivities in 2011, the festival persists in fostering innovative storytelling within Bhutanese cinema. This year, among the 26 submissions received, 9 fiction, 5 documentary, and 4 animation entries were chosen, highlighting a rich array of voices and narratives from Bhutanese filmmakers. Pema Yangsel Norbu is one of them. Pema is a final year student studying mass communication at Royal Thimphu College. With a passion for filmmaking and photography from an early age, her documentary Without Light is her first film. Without Light captures the life of Gelson, a person who is paralyzed from waist down, and how he tries to make a living in a city that's ill-equipped to support him. Hello and welcome, Pema.
Thank you. Kasang pula.
Congratulations, first of all, for having made it into the festival. This is your first film.
Yes,
Oh my! So it must. How do you feel about it?
Firstly, thank you BBS and Beskop Tsechu for having me here. First thing first, I'd like to thank Mr. Nital Dennis, my tutor, for all the genuine support and constant motivation throughout my academic journey. He was the one who pushed me to submit my film to Beskop Tsechu. Being a first-timer, I wasn't confident with my work, but I still gave it a shot. And to my surprise, I was quite surprised when I was informed that my film actually got selected for Beskop Tsechu. It is such an honor to be sharing this platform with all the renowned and best filmmakers of Bhutan. It is such a fulfilling and deeply rewarding experience for me.
I see, and as it should be. How did you come across the story?
This documentary film came about from my deep desire to shed light on the challenges faced by people with disability, particularly regarding the accessibility and inclusivity in Bhutan. I want to, through this film, I wanted to raise awareness regarding the importance of accessibility and inclusivity. So yeah, I want to also motivate and inspire people with the story of Gelson, who is the main character of my film, with his resilience, with his story of resilience and creativity. If people watch my film, they'll know his challenges and how he earns a living by actually making creative light in the bottle and marketing it through TikTok Live. So yeah.
You have an interesting story about how you got to meet the character. Please share with us.
Yeah. So one day, that time I was actually on the hunt for a topic onto what I am going to make a film about. So one day I was casually scrolling through TikTok, and that was when I first saw Gelson. He was actually live streaming on TikTok. while marketing his light in a bottle. So I was quite interested, and for a few days I was constantly checking for his updates and watching his lives, and I was so excited to know more about him and his stories and his business. So I wasted no time and proceeded on to approach him, and we set a date to meet, and that was when I interviewed him for, and also discussed regarding my plan to make a documentary about him. So during that interview, we reached to a point where he shared all his personal stories and all his challenges, which drove us both to tears. And from that moment onwards, it really made me realize about and question about our life. And in my mind, there was a lot of questions going on. So I wanted to actually make the audiences and the viewers of my film also experience and put that questions in their mind as well. So that was actually how I came up with this film, and also how I met Kelton. And yeah, I should say that it was quite emotionally, physically, and mentally demanding for me that time to hear all those stories from him. And it also inspired me and motivated me to dedicate myself to come up with a very touching story of his into a documentary film.
I think you had some very effective shots in your film where you were able to communicate the frustration that he must feel in a daily, on the daily, for us. Like, you were able to make us feel that. Like, he gets out of his house on a wheelchair and there's the stairs. He has to make money selling these bottles with lights in them, but he has to take the cab for him to be able to sell it. So it was, I think you managed to convey the frustration that lies in the hearts of people living with disability in Bhutan, to be honest. And I congratulate you for having successfully portrayed that in your documentary.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I received lots of compliments from the people who watched my documentary. Actually, before even shooting, I was stuck with Kelton for a few days, knowing about him, going everywhere with him to actually know more about him. So we spent a few days together. I went along with him when he went for deliveries, when he went for his checkups to hospital. And I was with him for those few days. I could see with my eyes what he was actually going through, and it was really kind of a torture and emotionally disturbing thing to see. Like, it was my first time as well getting in contact and getting close to a person who is physically challenged. So it really had a great impact on myself. So I actually wanted to take that impact of mine and share it with other people. So I tried a lot to bring out those emotions and those challenges of his, which he faced in his daily life. So yeah, I think thinking back, I think I did a good job trying my best.
I think you did a brilliant job too. But take us behind the scenes now. Let's. You had to work on a project for your final year assignment, right? So that's how this documentary started. So now take us from that point till the point you finished editing and it was ready to be watched.
Yeah, even thinking of it now, it's really, tiring thing. I had to handle a lot of things all at once, and also everything was new to me. I was a learner, and everything was new, starting from the writing, scripting. We have to develop a storyboard, even writing proposals and the shortlist, edit list. We only learned it I mean, like academically, we just learned about the structures and all what we have to include. It was so easy when we learned, but then when we were actually practically doing it, then it was really difficult for me. And then everything everything that I did, it was really, I mean, like it took so much dedication, patience, and courage. I was skeptical and nervous of everything I was doing. I was always, I found myself questioning myself, am I doing this right? Am I on right track? Literally every day. And then I had to reach out to my tutor almost 2 to 3 times a day just for, I mean, like basic questions, simple questions. He always used to say, you are on your right track. Please calm down, such things. Yeah, but then it was really, I mean, like a great experience for me. Because of all those experiences, I'm no more a first timer.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, I mean, like it's actually helpful, not just because because of the grades that we have for the assignments, but we actually gained a lot of skills. We, as in my colleagues and I, who were doing all the projects for our assignment. It was just a part of assignment, but then we actually had to explore a lot of things, do a lot of researches, do everything mostly on our own. So not just challenging, but also it was kind of a lifelong skills and experiences that we gained from that project, I must say. And in my case, I never expected my film to come this far. It just started as being a part of, it just started as an assignment, and then it is here now being a part of Beskop Tsechu. So I think I came a long way.
Do you think you'll make more films?
Actually, currently I'm also working on a film. I don't know how it will go, but then, yeah, I am also inclined to learning more about it, pursuing a career if possible, and I would love to even work under, or I must say collaborate. So yeah.
Wow. So wait, what are you working on now?
Currently, I'm in the process of making a. I haven't started yet, but then I have I'm done with all the proposals, scripts, and all for the film, which is going to be about colon cancer, awareness on colon cancer.
And this is like a project that you're doing out of interest, or is it for class again?
I must say both, because we were told to choose one. It's a part of assignment. It's our final year project. So we were asked to choose one from any of the things, including podcasting, filmmaking, designing, photography. Actually, we have a lot. But then I opted to choose for documentary filmmaking again, solely because of my interest in that field. So, yeah.
Pema, what kind of themes and genres do you think you will explore in the future if you continue to make films? And what kind, and is it just going to be documentaries, or maybe you will try and go after feature films too?
I actually tried filming short films as well. I mean, like fictional films also. But then while doing that, I discovered that I was more capable and more interested in doing, filming documentary. When I shoot or when I build stories, I'm always inclined to working on a film which is regarding something which needs to be addressed, something which people needs to hear, and something which leaves a great impact on people, mostly revolving around creating awareness, spreading awareness, and
social issues.
Yeah, social issues, I must say.
Of all the steps that go into making a documentary, which one's your favorite?
I must say the time when we shoot, we experience a lot, it's challenging, but it's fun. I, as a person behind the camera, I get to, see what my character is doing, what he is, feeling, and we get to go to different locations, and we have time to chat. We, mostly interact, and we are always together. Even though I, as a student and an individual filmmaker, don't have a proper team as such, but then I always have a habit of taking my own brothers or people closest to me, so that they can also experience, learn, and as well help me. So those are the times I cherish the most. I love being around people, chatting with them, and then experiencing all those moments together, rather than me being stuck in the room in front of a laptop editing and then going through a lot all alone. So yeah.
So you like the whole experience, the interaction, the exposure that production brings to you.
Especially the time of shooting.
Ah, okay. So who's your inspiration, by the way, Pema, when it comes to filmmaking?
Actually, I have a lot, but mostly I was inspired by my own tutor, Mr. Nitil Dennis. Actually, I never discovered that I was interested in this field, not until I joined mass communication of Royal Simple College. Before we were introduced to the module of documentary, we were, we had few days of familiarization with all those modules. So during that day, our tutor used to show a lot of documentary films, short films. All films of all genres. So those films actually had a great impact on me. So some of the films were shot by our tutor himself, so he actually shared his own experiences, what he went through, and how he shed light onto the individuals which were featured in his films. So I actually think maybe I was inspired by him in a way, so I always take that as my inspiration. It gave me a will, and it gave me a confidence. It made me feel that I could even do that, and I must also do that, because we have lots of stories in and around us, but we only know that story. We also must look on to sharing that story with people around us. So that's somehow how I moved on to this journey, I must say.
Is there a scene or a film, but I'm thinking of a scene in particular from any movie that you enjoy that has left an impact on you, that has left, that has made a special place in your heart, something that makes you think, wonder, or it's just...
I don't watch a lot of documentaries. People might say I'm crazy, but yeah, I don't watch much of documentaries, but I'm more into watching dramas and movies, only when I'm in mood. So there's one film, a short film, it's actually Korean, with the title A Miracle in Cell Number 7. It's a Korean film. It's about a physically challenged father, physically as well as mentally, I guess. It's about a father. It's a story about father and the daughter. The father gets, mistreated by the society, and he somehow ends up in jail. But then, all in all, the film actually portrays the bonding and the love of a father and a daughter. So there's one scene where the daughter, who's just around 8 to 9 years old, last sees her father and waves goodbye. There's a scene, if people watch, they will actually feel what I felt. I can't express it in word, but there's one scene where the father and the daughter, they bid farewell to each other, and there's one particular scene which is still stuck in my mind, but it's really hard to actually express it in word. There's one cute thing they do every time they say goodbye, and the daughter performs that act, but then she waits for her father to reply, but then her father gets dragged away by the cops, and she's left waiting there. She counts till 5 and then continues counting, but still her father doesn't appear, and that's how that part of the film ends. And that really created a kind of emotion which I can't express actually. So yeah, that's the favorite and the most impactful scene I still love and cherish so far.
I can tell you are a brilliant storyteller because you narrating that scene. I kind of forgot about the film. I watched it, but you just brought back the emotions. So I can tell you're a brilliant storyteller, and I'm glad you're making films. Now, what, according to you, is a challenge that you faced while making the film that you made?
If I talk about the challenges, I mean, the list might go on for a few hours, but then if I talk about the major challenges, the first major challenges was myself, because I had to fight with myself, fight battles against myself. I was always skeptical and nervous, as I mentioned earlier. I was always skeptical of the works I was doing. At some point I was proud and I was confident about my own works that I did, but then at some point of time I found myself questioning myself. Am I on the right track? Am I doing this right? Or is it wrong? Should I ask Mr. Nithil again? Some kind of thing. So yeah, since everything was new to me and all the things that I was experiencing, it was all a first time kind of thing for me. So yeah, I had to fight lots of
Inner
lonely
demons.
battles.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's obviously money and budget. Being a student, and also in terms of filmmaking, being a first timer, no one would be foolish enough to blindly fund a film which they are also skeptical of. So I never, approached anyone to fund or sponsor or asking for money. But then we also didn't get any allocated budget or money or kind of stipend for our project, because it was a part of assignment, and our college or department don't provide money for personal assignments of students. So actually all the fundings and all the budgets came from the pockets of my own parents. So the greatest issue with us were at that time when we were doing the project was money. And thirdly, that's something which I'm sad and disappointed to talk about also. It is regarding the acceptance and support for youth like us. When I was actually done researching, scripting and all the writing processes, after all those processes, I developed a list of people, credible people and well-experienced, learned people whom I should approach to get a statement and interview to include in my film. So I was actually working on that, and I had to actually go there physically and meet with them. So I actually planned everything, and one by one I was visiting, and some of them, they actually rejected me on my face without even listening to me, and many of the interviews did not happen actually, because of all the excuses followed by another excuse, because I mean, like, all the excuses were they had some meeting, they had guests from outside, a VIP gibode, all those things. And we were also directly declined for the fact that we are just students, or we were putting on so much effort on our assignments, all of those reasons. And yeah, it was really hard for me to take in. I was surprised actually, and also sad, because all of those people who did those things to me, they were the ones whom I really looked upon too. They were the ones whom I considered very learned people, influential people in our society, and people who are very, I mean, highly educated. So it is really hard for me to accept the fact that those things were happening. So that was the biggest trauma that I got when I was in the process.
You managed to get
Yeah.
ABS.
Yeah, I'm actually really thankful to Dasho. He was the only one who took it very seriously. And I also had to replace some with my own tutors from my own college, because I didn't get statements from the people whom I wanted to. I had to actually replace them with people who were willing to speak to me and help me with my film. Yeah.
Whatever said and done, you have a finished product, and you managed to put it out, and it's doing well. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Let me go ahead and ask you maybe last two questions. If you meet someone, a young aspiring filmmaker, what advice would you have for her?
The only advice that I can think of is, don't ever doubt yourself. Just move forward, and try everything. There's no harm in trying, right? So I wished there was someone who said that to me. I mean, like, when you are going through a lot, the only thing you yearn for is someone who actually tells you that you can do it, you are on the right track, something like that. So I would, rather than helping with all the practical things, I would rather morally support him or her.
I see. So first of all, don't give up, and find good support systems. All right, okay, that's great advice. Pema, is there anything you'd want me to ask you, or anything you want to share about the project? Let's get an update about our character, right? So how is he doing now?
I recently talked with him. He was, when I spoke to him, he was at Galifu, but then he is currently here in Thimphu. He told me he's currently facing little difficulties with his own business. Initially, his business was supported by supporters from which he met from TikTok and all. Currently, he is facing issue, which is he cannot import the cork light, which is used to make his light bottles, which have to be imported from India, I guess. So he was sharing me about that thing, and I also told him with somehow meet and think of a way to actually bring it back to normal. So, and also he was facing some medical challenges. I must say, he was also admitted in the hospital because of some UTI problems, and also he is not in a quite good state. So yeah, I think I must say, if people watch this, people should actually reach out and help, because he cannot come out. He's not. He said he's not quite confident to speak all those, because I think he's fearing people, I mean, speaking bad and I mean speaking ill about him going live and speaking about all his struggles and earning money without actually working hard or something like that. Basically our society is like that, so yeah, he cannot come out and speak, so he was actually sharing me personally. So
would he be okay with this information coming out on TV though?
I actually spoke with him and told him that I have a good news for you. It's that our film actually got selected and I might also speak about you, and yeah, he said
He's okay with
congratulations, and I'm okay with whatever you do, Ajim.
And if people want to reach out and support him, where do they find him?
He's actually active on TikTok.
Okay.
And I think most of the people even saw him and interacted with him. But nowadays he's not as active as before because of the fact that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, still then people can reach him through TikTok, I guess.
I see. But how do they find him though? What is his handle?
His name was Galson's Life.
Okay.
So I think people can
find him under that name. All right. Well, Pema, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations once again for having made it into the festival. I thank you for your initiative to shed light on the marginalized sect of people, more marginalized group of people who don't get to voice their opinion out as much as the others. Secondly, I congratulate you for having made it into the festival, and thank you for taking this time out to come and sit with me and chat about your film.
Thank you so much.